The first dead patient I saw in that hospital opened his eyes and whispered my name. The strange part was, I had never met him before. Slow wind moves through the broken windows. My name is Daniel Harper. 5 years ago, I got my first job as a night nurse in a small hospital in Ravenwood, Nevada. The place was old. The building stood at the end of Willow Creek Road. Tall dead trees surrounded it. People in the town called it Ravenwood General Hospital, but the locals had another name for it. They called it the waiting place. I started my first night shift at 11:30 p.m. The hospital was strangely quiet. The hallways were long. White lights flickered above me. My footsteps echoed in the empty corridor. A cold smell filled the air, like old medicine and something rotten. My supervisor was Nurse Olivia Carter. She looked nervous the entire time. Before leaving, she said something strange. "Daniel, whatever you hear tonight, don't open the morgue door." Then she walked away. I laughed nervously, but around 1:14 a.m., I heard something. A metal door, slowly scratching. The sound came from the morgue hallway. My heart began beating faster. I told myself it was just the freezer machine. But then I heard something else. A whisper, a weak voice. "Daniel." I froze. My blood turned cold. No one here knew my name yet. I slowly walked toward the morgue hallway. The lights there were dim. The door was slightly open. Cold air flowed from inside. Then I saw something that made my stomach drop. A dead body bag was moving, slowly, as if something inside was trying to sit up. My hands started shaking. I stepped closer. The zipper suddenly moved. The bag slowly opened, and a pale face appeared. The man inside had gray skin. His eyes were completely white. Then he looked directly at me and whispered again, "Daniel, you came back." My mind exploded with confusion. Back? What did he mean? I had never been here before. But then he said something worse. "You shouldn't have returned." Suddenly, the hospital lights went out. Darkness swallowed the hallway. And in the silence, I heard dozens of breathing sounds around me. Not one, not two, many. As if every dead body in the morgue had just woken up. When the lights came back on, the body bag was empty. The corpse was gone. I ran inside the morgue. All drawers were closed. Everything looked normal. Too normal. My hands were shaking. Maybe I was imagining things. Then the phone rang behind me. The sound exploded in the silent room. I picked it up. A weak voice spoke. "Room 307. Come quickly." Then the call ended. I checked the patient list. Room 307 was supposed to be empty, but something forced me to go. The elevator creaked as it climbed. The third floor felt colder than the rest of the hospital. The hallway lights flickered slowly. I walked toward room 307. The door was half open. Inside, a patient sat on the bed. His back was facing me. His body looked thin and twisted. I stepped inside. "Sir, are you okay?" The man slowly turned his head. My stomach dropped. It was the same corpse from the morgue. His mouth stretched into a horrible smile. "Daniel." His neck cracked loudly as it twisted. Then he said something that made my entire body freeze. "You died here before." My mind went blank. "What?" The man slowly pointed to the wall behind me. I turned around and saw an old photograph frame. It showed hospital staff from 1998, doctors, nurses, and standing in the middle was a man who looked exactly like me. Same face, same eyes. Under the photo was a name, Daniel Harper, nurse, deceased. The lights suddenly flickered violently. The corpse began laughing, and the hospital speaker system turned on by itself. A distorted voice echoed through every hallway. "The first one has returned." Then every patient room door on the floor slowly opened at the same time, the hallway filled with movement. Patients slowly stepped out of their rooms. But something was wrong. Very wrong. Their bodies were pale. Some had surgical wounds. Some had broken necks. Some had missing eyes. And all of them were staring directly at me. A cold whisper moved through the hallway. "Daniel is back." Daniel came back. My legs felt weak. The corpse from room 307 stepped closer. His voice became darker. "You died in this hospital 20 years ago." That night, something escaped. I backed away slowly. "What escaped?" The man's smile widened. "You." Suddenly, the hospital lights exploded. Darkness covered the hallway again. In the black silence, I heard footsteps running. But they weren't human. Too many. Too fast. Too close. Then I felt a cold hand grab my shoulder. A voice whispered directly in my ear. "You were the first patient." And then, I remembered something. A memory I never had before. A hospital bed. Doctors shouting. Blood everywhere. and something black, crawling out of my mouth. The memory hit my mind like a nightmare. I remembered the year 1998. I remembered dying. Doctors trying to revive me. But something went wrong. Something ancient had entered the hospital that night. A thing made of shadow. It needed a host. And I was the first body it entered. The doctors tried to kill it, but it escaped. Through me. The hospital burned that same night. Dozens of patients died. Their souls were trapped here, waiting for the host to return. And tonight, I had come back. Suddenly, the hospital lights turned red. An alarm screamed through the building, and a voice echoed through the speakers. Host detected. Then the corpse in front of me whispered something terrifying. You never left the hospital, Daniel. You were just sleeping inside the thing. My head started hurting. Images flashed inside my mind. Murders, dark corridors, screaming victims. The creature had been using my body for years. And now, it was waking up again. My body began shaking violently. I fell to the floor. Something inside my chest started moving. Like a living parasite. The corpses in the hallway stepped closer. Their voices whispered together. You brought it back. You brought the darkness back. My mouth slowly opened by itself, and something black began crawling out. Long, thin, moving like living smoke. It whispered in a voice that wasn't mine. I missed this place. The hospital walls began shaking. Windows shattered, and every corpse in the building started screaming, because they knew what had returned. The thing that killed them all. The thing that used me as its first body. The shadow creature fully emerged. Tall, thin, with endless arms made of darkness. Its hollow eyes looked directly at me. Then it smiled. You were the perfect host, Daniel. My body collapsed. I could feel my life fading. But before dying, I looked toward the hospital entrance. Police sirens were approaching. They were coming inside. The creature slowly turned its head toward the door and whispered happily. New bodies. The hospital doors opened. Officers walked inside, and the shadow creature disappeared into the darkness. Then something terrible happened. Every police officer suddenly stopped moving. Their heads slowly turned toward the security camera, and they all smiled. The same horrible smile. The camera recording later showed something written on the hospital wall in blood. 3 words. First host returns. If you enjoyed this story, comment below where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more terrifying stories.